Why would you say is it important to have a day like Chalmers Impact Day?
I would say it places focus on this important issue on utilization, so that all management and the professors and the researchers can concentrate on that in their work.
And what can you as a funding institute do to help universities and researchers to make a difference in society, to utilize their knowledge?
Well, we stipulate in our calls that utilization is an integrated part of the project. So besides the research, the scientist and the project leader should communicate the results and reach out to industry or to clinics to make use of the knowledge in society, in applications. And as a means to accomplish that, we reserve 3% on the grant value and we earmark that for innovation activities, so to cater for utilization.
And how would you define utilization of research?
I think it should be defined in a very broad scheme for society, and also with respect for the time constants. It can take 10-15 years before a research result is actually being used in a product or in a practice, in a process. But it can also take many shapes. It can be a patent, it can be a business plan, it can be a best practice. It can be also for industry to know that this road is closed. Don't go this way because it will cost you a lot of money. We've tried that. So we know from good experience, empirical studies, that it's better to go in this other direction so that one can steer society's efforts and industry in the right directions. It's a little more abstract. It's hard to put a measure on that value, but as important.
So why is it important at all to be good at utilization from the perspective of Chalmers or any university today?
Well, I think it's part of the societal contract. Society expects this from itself and from its actors. So industry appreciates that they pay, and we also as private persons, a lot of tax, and this tax goes into education through our university system and goes to research. So it's a kind of payback. It's part of the society contract.
So what is your most important message here today?
I think it's from where you stand. If you are in a research project, you're a researcher, you're a young graduate student, or you're a professor, to see and appreciate from where you stand, how can you reach further in the direction of reaching out to society, to industry, to clinics, and to see that your results are actually understood by the companies so that they start working with them.
Do you see any trends in utilization of knowledge?
Well, I think it's an international trend. This is going on everywhere. Sometimes in some parts of the world it will be much focus on entrepreneurship, and some days it's focus on patenting. It's also important that there are sufficient incentive programs so that the researcher feels also the appreciation that I'm doing this work besides what I'm already obliged to do for teaching and for research. Now I'm supposed to work with utilization and innovation as well. Why should I do that? Well, because it's fun. It's what I would say as a sponsor of research. Like what you're doing.
So it's good for the researcher to utilize the research in many ways.
Yeah, I think so, because what it buys you is you get to come in contact with more and also more interesting parts and partners of society. And this interaction is very important. You get ideas, you get inspiration. Companies will tell you important things, part maybe of their core corporate secrets. What are the challenges that the industry sees, and can the researcher get inspiration from that, if she or he likes and can, and to work from that?
So what can the industry do to make the impact from the universities better?
Well, I think the industry is doing a lot, probably more than is being told about in our public debate or discussion. But on the important margin, what they can do more, what they're already doing good at, is to maybe work on their capacity to receive results and to put them into use. When the research group is communicating, we have these great results, is their capacity to receive. And also the way by which the company expresses their needs. When they order, in a sense, from the researchers, we would like to see this research done. How can they express this in terms that can be more fastly understood by the research groups? So it has to do a lot with communication, that you set up arenas and meeting points so that researchers can meet with the industry.